So the subject that we're going to talk about is successful standards of any successful venture. Now,
Yes.
understand, Deepak, when you're doing something, let's say when you're doing a certain business, okay, certain task, okay, let's not talk about business, a certain task, okay, because everything
Yes.
starts with a task, right? Correct?
Yes, sir.
So phase one, you have a task in mind, correct?
Yes, sir.
Phase two, you must write down what you have in hand related to that task, okay?
Yes.
Phase three, you must write down what you don't have right now, okay, related to that task, okay?
Yes.
Phase four, collect all the components, okay? So you must write down what you have in what you actually already own, okay? What you own in hand related to that task, okay? So again, now
Yes.
before this, there's one more thing, correct? Collect all the components that would be required, okay? Required in that task, okay? Put them
Yes.
on paper. Put them on paper or notepad. Put them on paper or notepad, okay? Now come up with a strategy. Come up with a strategy on how to align those tasks and complete them and accomplish them in a complete manner, okay? Complete manner. Now, apart from this was the structure, okay? Again, now what you need to do is you need to set up phase. Let's talk about stage 2, okay? Stage 2. So phase 1, you need to set up the starting point of that task, okay? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Before even starting it, okay? So let's say the starting point is A. Starting point is A, okay? And again, phase 2, you need to set up the ending point of that task as well before even starting it, okay? So ending
Yes, sir.
point, let's call ending point as B, okay? Correct? And again, stage 3, you need to set up a time frame. You need to set up a certain time frame, okay, for the
Yes.
complete task, okay? Correct? And phase 1. And you also, phase 2, you also need to set up a deadline for that task, okay? This deadline should be do or die, okay? Okay, this
Yes, sir.
deadline should be your mindset, okay? I'll put a note here. Your mind, I'm writing in your own sheet, okay? So you don't have to take notes,
Yes, sir.
okay? So your mindset about this deadline should be do or die, okay? By die means if I'm able to complete, I would be completing this task on this date, or else I will leave this task and never come back to it, okay? Correct?
Yes,
So
sir.
this is the kind of do or die deadline, okay? Do or die deadline, correct? Because when you have this deadline, you will work, okay? because at times we get lazy, right? Or we get distracted, correct?
Yes, sir.
So when you set up exact time frame, when you set up exact deadline, okay, and when you create when you already when you have all the things ready, right? Correct. You can focus one thing at a time, and you can say, okay, I will complete this task in 15 days, correct, or maybe 30 days. So you set up a deadline. Let's say you set up a deadline for the last of November, okay? That is 30th November is the deadline, okay? So you will say, okay, till 30th of November, I will only focus on this. Your mind will say to you, okay, you have to train your brain. Your mind will say, till 30th of November, I will be only focusing on chatbots, right? Correct. And because I have these things ready, I need to make sure that I have all these things ready and complete these tasks, right? So that way you would be assured that after 30 days, I'm not going to work on this. So I need to make sure that I complete everything in these 30 days, right? Correct. If you
Yes.
keep jumping on things here and there, right? Or if you try to be a multitasking superhero, you will never be able to do big things. One of my mentors, okay, who right now is one of the top entrepreneurs of Europe right now at this point when we are talking, okay, he told me that, Shabir, if you do not do one thing at a time, you will never be able to do big things.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so basically, again, when you have all these things ready, okay, so don't try to complicate things. So when you have, let's do a small recap, right? Correct. So when you have the task in mind, right? Correct. You must write down what you have in your hand. So you pretty much know. So let's consider the example of your fan page, right? Correct. So you pretty much know that you can create fan pages, right? And you can create content on that fan pages, and you don't have to pay anything for that, right? Correct.
Yes.
So you can decide on the exact niche, right? Now, before deciding on the exact niche, you need to find out the different offers on that, right? Correct. On what offers you're
Yes.
going to promote, right? Correct. Because the product is going to make you money, right? You have to make
Yes,
time.
sir.
You have to convert your time to money, right? Correct. Now, collect all the components that would be required in that task. Okay, so what components are required? The chatbot is required, right? Correct. And the messages are required, right? Put them on paper or notepad, right? Come up with a strategy on how to align everything, right? Correct. And then
Yes.
slowly set up a starting point on when you will start. So when you have all these things ready, right? Correct. When you have all these things ready, then after that only you need to set up a starting point. Okay. Correct. And
Yes.
then an ending point as well, right? Correct. And when you set up a certain time frame, you will become your own boss, and your brain will guide you on so that you don't become lazy. Okay. Correct.
Yes.
Now, this was the basic understanding of how to actually, like, this is a thumb rule. Okay. Successful standards of any successful venture. The businesses fail because they do not have a definite plan. Okay. And
Yes, sir.
this is the formula of a definite plan. So if you do anything with a complete definite plan, with a start point, end point, and the components, you will never be able to lose on that particular venture. At least you will generate enough of ROI in terms of time or knowledge or money, whatever, so that you can use that knowledge in a more balanced way, right? Correct. But
Yes,
if
sir.
you simply focus on jumping here and there, right? Correct. So what's going to happen is you will only be able to accumulate half knowledge for everything, right? Or little knowledge for everything. And do you think that little knowledge is going to help you? No, it's not. Okay. But
No,
if
sir.
you have an endpoint for that, and if you complete that task and go to the end and then fail, you will still know that the next time you don't have to do this, right? Correct. Because when you fail at the last moment, at the end of a task, you develop the experience of what not to do. But if you fail, if you quit the task from between because it's not working, you quit it, you never accumulate the knowledge of working components. Are you getting the point here?
Yes, sir.
Right? So basically,